Nobody's getting rich off telling you to go to bed earlier. There's no $30 bottle for it, no influencer doing a paid post about it, no flashy label with a skull and crossbones promising insane pumps. So naturally, it's the one thing almost nobody actually talks about, and the one thing almost everybody quietly skips. By the end of this breakdown, you'll know exactly why recovery is the single most underrated variable in the entire process, what actually happens inside the body while it repairs itself overnight, and the one quiet habit that separates people who keep improving year after year from people who plateau for years and blame absolutely everything except the real cause. Here's the uncomfortable part nobody really wants to hear. Every actual gain from training doesn't happen during the workout itself. The workout is really just the signal. It's a controlled, deliberate amount of damage that tells the body, adapt to this, get ready to handle more next time. The actual adaptation, the muscle repair, the nervous system recalibration, all of it happens afterward, mostly during sleep. And this is exactly where the incentives get weird. A supplement doesn't sell itself by telling you to sleep 8 hours. A gym membership doesn't renew itself by telling you to take a rest day. The entire fitness industry is financially built around things you can buy, not things you can simply do for free, which means the single highest leverage variable in the whole process gets the least marketing budget of anyone involved. Somewhere out there, a $200 recovery gadget is currently being unboxed on camera by someone who personally skipped bedtime just to film the unboxing video. Deep sleep is when growth hormone release peaks, and it's specifically during those deep stages that the majority of tissue repair actually occurs. Cut sleep from 8 hours to 5, even for just a few consecutive nights, and measurable markers of muscle protein synthesis drop noticeably, while cortisol, the stress hormone that actively works against recovery, climbs right alongside it. It's not just sleep either. Rest days aren't a break from progress, they're an active part of the progress itself. Training the same muscle group without at least 48 hours of recovery means showing up to the next session with tissue that hasn't finished repairing yet, which just means less capacity, not more discipline. Here's where most people sabotage themselves without even realizing it. They treat soreness as motivation and total exhaustion as a badge of honor. Feeling wrecked gets mistaken for making progress, so rest days get skipped out of guilt, sleep gets sacrificed for one more scrolling session, and the body never actually gets the window it needs to convert all that effort into real results. The body doesn't really know the difference between an intense workout and a genuinely stressful week at work when it comes to cortisol. Chronic under-recovery from pretty much any source blunts the very adaptation people are chasing, no matter how hard the actual training itself was. The gym has a sign that says, "No pain, no gain." It does not have a sign that says, "Also, maybe just go to sleep," which is a shame because the second one is doing most of the actual work. A realistic recovery baseline looks like this: 7 to 9 hours of sleep most nights, at least one full rest day between training the same muscle group, and paying close attention to whether performance is trending up or staying flat over a couple of weeks, because a flat trend despite consistent effort is usually a recovery problem wearing an effort costume. None of this means training doesn't matter, obviously. Training is still the stimulus, the actual trigger that starts the whole process. But treating recovery as optional or as something to feel vaguely guilty about quietly caps progress at a lower ceiling than the training alone would ever suggest was possible. So the real takeaway here isn't some secret recovery hack hiding behind a paywall somewhere. It's that the single most powerful variable in the entire process is completely free, fundamentally unmarketable, and easy to ignore precisely because nobody profits from reminding you. If progress has stalled despite showing up consistently week after week, the missing piece probably isn't a harder program. It might just be the 8 hours nobody's been selling you. Follow for more breakdowns on the parts of fitness that never quite make it into an ad campaign, mostly because sleeping well just doesn't come in a flashy bottle with a cool logo on it.